Hello, isn't this a beautiful place? But in this, even if it's this beautiful place, there is mysterious things happen in this Handong. So we're going to find out what is the mysterious thing is happening. Let's go to there. Here, this is the Handong University bus station. The students ride a bus number 302 in this place. 302 bus is very convenient and very affordable ride, so students may often use this bus. Oh, but seems it looks have a problem in there. Let's find out what the problem is.
From my experience last week, this spot was definitely where the line started. So of course I stood here the first. But the person is in his train, they got here before me, and that their side is where the line begins. That's how this whole argument started. What really confusing is not that nothing in this school is clearly said. Not even the rule about where to line up. And the bus don't stop at a fixed spot either. It's differently depending on the driver. That's why this kind of confusing keep happening. What honestly it keep leading to this stupid fight. It's really confronting. Why should students be the one who suffer just because nothing is clearly organized?
That day, I arrived at the bus stop early. There was no line marked, so I just stood where I thought it made sense. Then another student came later and stood in front of me. I told them I was here first, but they said this is where the line was last week. I was honestly confused. Just because it was like that last week doesn't mean it should be the same today, especially if everyone else is standing here now. It's not the first time something like that happened either. When there's no visible line, it causes all this unnecessary confusion. And sometimes even arguments. I think it'd be really easy to fix honestly. If we just had a simple painted line on the ground, people would literally follow it. You don't need a complicated system for order. Just one line, if you're respected, can make everything smoother and safer.
So, why this problem occurred in Handong University? The problem is that students are not aware of whether it is the bus line or not. The result is that students who came to the bus stop early to catch the bus and those who came last are not organized and cannot tell who came first. At Handong University bus 302, which has a long wait between buses, the bus easily become full and students have to wait for the next bus. So therefore, seats at bus stop where people are not distinguished are a big problem. For Handong University bus stop system, another thing is that the distance between the bus stop and the road is very far. This occurs when people wait at the bus stop and then jump after the front a long distance when the bus comes. This occurs the three organization problem. The first thing is about the fairness. Because of the uncertain bus line, there is no distinction between the students who came first and the students who came later. This can lead to confusing and lead to the unnecessary dispute or complaints because fair boarding in line order not maintained. Second, the efficiency of the boarding is reduced. Bus rides that do not have an order inevitable case delays in overall operation because the time for bus stops increase. This also affects the next bus that came later. Lastly, the waiting times is increased because the number of seats of the bus is exceeded. Because there is no concept of quoting, the last person to arrive gets on the bus first. The first person to arrive many face the worst situation, where they have to wait for the next bus again. When looking at the characteristic of the bus number 302, with a long bus interval, this takes always students' time. To address the issue, the first design solution is to install sign blocks at the bus stop. Sign blocks prevent confusing in lines and indicate the starting point and the direction in which students line, inducing them to stand in line naturally, which prevents unnecessary cross of confusion. In addition, the chair area and the bus waiting area are visually separated to prevent misunderstanding of purpose. When the bus arrives, the person who arrives first will get the first bus, increasing the efficiency of the atmosphere.
At Korea Maritime University, a guideline was introduced to solve bus stop congestion. Previously, when the bus arrived, students would often rush forward without any clear order. But after the one-line guide was painted on the ground, most students began lining up properly along the marked line and boarded the bus in order. This shows how even a small visual change can help establish order and make shared spaces more convenient for everyone.
For example, there's a case where a company called the Home BNT installed sidewalk type Q guide block at bus stop in Ansan City. This particular stop serves many express buses, so people used to be confused about where exactly to line up. But after these guide blocks were installed, people naturally started lining up in the right spots, and the whole area became much more orderly.
When the sign blocks installed in the Handong University bus station, let's check the students' attitude that will be changed.
It really makes a difference now that there are clear markings showing where we should stand. We don't have to wait already guess who came first or get into arguments anymore. People are actually being more considerate and waiting their turn, with everything feeling so chaotic these days. It's honestly such a relief to have at least this one thing go smoothly. In my neighborhood, we still don't have this kind of guideline at the bus stop. So every time I take bus, it's a bit stressful. I really think if they added this guideline there too, we'd see the same positive results.
Before the guideline was added, the bus stop was kind of frustrating. Without a clear line, it was confusing who arrived first, and sometimes people would argue. But once the line was painted on the ground, everything changed. Now we just quietly stand in order. No more stress or arguments. I used to get pushed aside even when I came early, but now that rarely happens. Just one simple line made it feel much more organized. Most of all, taking the bus has become way easier. I can wait comfortably and get up calmly. It really makes a difference.